Hey, what's up? It's Matt for 360 Investigations, and this is an update plus a piece of information that's going to expand a little bit more on what I had said in episode 2 of the words, phrases, and meanings regarding the trampoline bag. Now, whenever I post a video with information, I always try to put up a tidbit of factual information because the science behind how it works and everything else is very interesting. Plus, there's a lot of misconceptions about how things work. In this specific instance, I'll be going over something that somebody had said what I told in that video was not true, which had to do with the trampoline back and having a piece of air current behind your back between the backpack doesn't make you sweat less. They said it does. So what was going on in the comment section, I had to delete that conversation because it's one thing if you want to debate with me about opinion, that's fine. But even after I laid it out scientifically and explained to you how it worked, I'm not going to have people argue with me. I'm just going to delete this. So if you're going to argue with this, go talk to a doctor. So what I'm going to do is explain to people that have this misconception about what the phrase sweat less means. They're confusing how much sweat your body produces with feeling cooler. So they somehow are under the impression that because they don't feel the sweat or the sweat isn't there or whatever it is, that they didn't produce it. So let me use this example to get this across to people. All right, so take 2 gallons of water, and we'll say that we'll say one of those gallons is how much sweat your body produces. It's a gallon regardless of what you think. Now, take one of those gallons and dump it on a cold surface. Take the other gallon and dump it on a hot surface. Come back in about an hour and bring somebody with you that you have no idea what's going on, that has no idea what's going on, and ask them this question. Which area had more water on it? They will naturally point to the colder area. Here is why. The hot area evaporates the water faster than the colder area, so it appears that less water was there. However, for them to argue but one area had less water on it than the other simply because of what was left is a false statement, because both areas had a gallon of water put on them. The amount put on there that hasn't changed. It's exactly the same. The argument that they're using is, well, there's less water there. That must mean less water was dropped on there. False. What's happening here is the water evaporating doesn't change how much was produced. So it only appears as though you have less. To say you're sweating less is a false statement. The amount of evaporation doesn't change how much you've produced. It just makes you feel as though it's not there. Oh, mine's drier. Yeah, that's because when the sweat comes off, you have the evaporation process. So let me use rain as an example on this as well. If you have an area that's in the same section, like you have a 1-foot area, one has a hole in it and one is a flat surface. And let's say it rains for 20 minutes, and we'll just say hypothetically it produced 2 inches of rain in 20 minutes. When it's done, the hole is going to have water in it. The flat area will not. You cannot argue that the hole had more, that it rained more for the hole than it did in the flat just because there's water there. The amount of rain that fell was 2 inches. It doesn't change. People are trying to use the outcome with what is being produced, and that's not how this works. And again, go talk to a doctor. The evaporation rate has nothing to do with how much you produce. It just dries it out faster, so it gives the illusion that you've produced less. So if you're going to argue, you need to use how science works, and that's basically it. So just wanted to clear that up, get that out of the way, and explain how that works. That's it. Matt 360 Investigations signing out. Have a good one.